Hello and welcome to Matty G 111. I think this is episode 6. I think it's episode
It is episode 6 actually because I watched episode 5.
Oh, great. So yeah, I've got a friend here called Joshua Thompson.
Hello everyone.
I offered if you wanted to come on because I haven't done a podcast in a whole entire week, so I thought it might be good to get somebody on. So how you been?
Yeah, pretty good. It's this year's been a really good year for me. Everything's going really well.
Yeah, that's good.
Yeah, after so obviously I was doing my business degree, which wasn't my thing.
Yeah.
And then I finally realized not what I want to do.
Yeah.
And now I'm doing film. So that's something I'm really into. And then of course and then I do photography on the side as well, which is semi-professional as well. So doing what I love. So yeah, I'm really happy.
Good. So I think we'll just inform whoever's listening that Josh was a uni student doing business, and then as he was saying, he got done with it and decided to go into film studies, which is something that he's passionate about. So let's begin with what made you decide to choose business if you were so passionate about film?
I feel like business was kind of a result of not really having a clear direction when I finished school.
Yeah.
I think but I mean, you can probably say that for lots and lots of people.
Yeah.
I mean, you ask the average person when they're in year 10, 11 or 12, what do you want to do? Yeah. And they would say, I don't know.
You have no idea.
Yeah, I mean, how many people, I know lots and lots of people that have done something and then dropped out after a year or two.
Yeah.
I think I'm in a similar situation. It just took me a lot longer to realise.
Yeah, I understand that anyway.
Yeah.
Well, it's the whole point about finding your passion and your drive, and we've got a whole life to figure that out. I remember talking to you about that, and you were saying stuff like you were doing that as like a backup sort of thing. You'd get your job as that, and then you'd be able to figure out your real passions through your accounting or whatever and stuff like that. Was that the main idea behind it or something?
Yeah, so I think, I'm not sure if that how real that was, or I just told myself that. It just gave myself an excuse to just continuing with the degree I was doing was the easy route. I was already there, I might as well just finish it.
Yeah.
And then it's a business degree it's almost a surefire thing. You go and do a business degree, you're going to get a job.
Yeah.
And it's relatively easy to do. Pretty much anyone could, if they worked hard enough, could just get a business degree.
Yeah.
Because it's not that difficult or involved.
Yeah. Okay.
And then, I sort of at the time, I wasn't really committed to it, but I thought I'll finish it, I think I have something under my belt. And then it got to the point where I thought the effort that it takes to finish this degree is not in line with the amount of effort I'm willing to give.
Yeah.
And it's just got to the point where I'm just not invested at all, and I think it just wasn't worth it.
Yeah, I understand that, because I'm starting to feel the same with not fully the same, but I'm starting to feel similar feelings. But yeah, that's very interesting. So with that, let's talk about in the direction of pressuring kids into just choosing what they want to do, in the sense of did you feel like you were really pressured into going to business then at school? Did you feel a constant pressure that you had to do something, or?
I wouldn't say a great deal, but it was definitely there. I mean, I come from a family of people that, there isn't anyone in my family that's ever really done any arts before. Yeah. So I'm the first. Well, actually, my uncle did a little bit of architecture, but he's gone away from that a long time ago. And, but I felt, most of my family, they're in, I've got a lot of people in the wine growing business.
Yeah.
So between, my parents were both grape farmers, so they would do that.
Yeah.
It wasn't they wanted me to do that, because I think they knew it was a dying thing, even when I was a kid.
Yeah.
But yeah, I felt I definitely think that now that I've said I'm not doing that, I'm going to do arts. I think they're not as happy as they would be if I was doing something more like business.
Yeah.
Something more on the straight and narrow.
Yeah.
But it was a big thing with my parents, though, more so than myself.
Yeah.
Because when my mum was in school, she wanted to be a dentist.
Yeah.
And my dad, he wanted to be... I don't think he really got to the point where he realised exactly what he wanted to do.
Yeah.
But he wanted to go to Melbourne Grammar school there, which with his brothers, my uncles went to.
Yeah.
But they essentially, my grandparents, his parents said, no, you're going to be a tradie, and you're going to go and get an apprenticeship.
Okay.
And so they were very much railroaded into. And then same thing for my mum, they're you're going to be a grape grower. Yeah. That's what you're going to do.
Yeah.
But I feel really privileged in that I could just, because I'm in this independent level, I could just drop out and do something that I want to do.
Yeah.
And because we have, we've got these things you've got your youth allowance and your HECS, all that sort of stuff, which a lot of countries don't have.
Yeah.
And I'm very lucky in that I have the luxury to just drop out and go and do something just because I want to.
Yeah.
And whether I can afford it or not isn't really a factor.
Good. Oh, well, that just shows me you've had a lot of thought behind this.
Oh, yeah. It was, it's a thing that I've been thinking mildly about since I started.
Yeah.
Since I started my business degree 3-4 years ago now.
Yeah.
And, but it was always in the back of my mind.
Yeah.
Yeah, as I was doing it. And then, of course, even when I was doing business, I would do photography on the side as well.
Yeah.
But back then it was like a hobby thing, whether it's now I do it almost professionally.
Yeah. Oh,
Yeah.
cool. So you're actually, well, so do you actually take jobs and stuff with your photography, or
I
like?
do, yeah. So I work at a cinema, so there's that, and I do photography for functions we do there. So often we'll do things like we have monthly events where we have a thing called Chicks in the Flicks. So we have it's like a girls movie night. So I do photos for that, like group photos, just like and then sometimes we'll do extra special stuff. Like for example, when the Avengers came out, we had all these professional cosplayers came in for that. So we had like they were really, really cool. Especially one guy we had, he's like I'm not sure exactly what you call, but he's like the professional Iron Man cosplayer of Adelaide.
Oh, okay.
So it was something like $200 to have him there for an hour.
Really?
But he has like this big Iron Man suit, and it's all like mechanical, like it makes noises, and like the mask flits up, and it's crazy.
Yeah.
It's really
That's cool.
So I'll do photos for them. I was like, guys, you're so awesome. It was really fun to meet them.
Yeah.
And but then so I do that for work, and then outside of that, I do like little things on the side, like maybe just like birthdays. Or I did a wedding once, sort of, and then only recently my friend, it was her son's first birthday, so I did like family photos for them. Yeah. So just little things like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I find photography very interesting because it's a really new style of art in the sense that like you're taking photos of people and all of a sudden that's become something that's significant. And like, what do you reckon drew you to wanting to do that? What makes you so interested in taking photos at different angles?
See, I think it's really hard. I've thought about it a lot, like why I'm into photography now, and I try to go back, and I can't really pinpoint exactly where it like started.
Yeah.
So I think back when I really seriously got into it, thinking maybe this is something I could do, was probably year 11 maybe. Because, I mean, like, I enjoyed taking photos before that, but it was never really serious.
Yeah.
And then I think around the time of year 11, I sort of, like, I looked at myself and I thought, what am I passionate about? Like, back then, you know, you got your school, you've got, like, all this sort of thing. But I didn't really have any sort of hobby that I felt like, this is my thing. This is what I do.
Yeah.
And I feel like I feel like everyone should have just at least one thing.
Yeah.
That, like, some sort of hobby that they have a passion for.
Yeah.
And they just strive just constantly get better at.
Yeah.
And I think back then, I thought, well, I looked at myself, I thought, what do I enjoy? I'm like, I like taking photos.
Yeah.
It's fun. And then so I just did it, and I would go with some friends after school. We would do photos together.
Yeah.
And I didn't study photography, but had friends that studied it, so I would go out with them and we would take photos. And I think it really built from there. And around that time is when I got my first proper DSLR.
Yeah.
And which I still use today,
Yeah.
different lenses and whatnot. But
Yeah.
and then just from there, it's really, really grown since then.
Yeah.
It's only actually this. So I've been doing it properly since like year 11.
Yeah.
But this is the first time right now I actually am studying photography.
Yeah.
Because it is a component of my film studies. So they actually teach you how to take photos as well. Yeah.
Cool. So the way I see it is that like you're basically, you know, a modern portrait painter.
Yeah, you could say that.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's like photography is, I think, one of the most unique things about it compared to any other art form is it's so, especially now, it is so accessible to pretty much anyone. Like everyone's got a phone. Everyone does photography in some sense.
Yeah.
Like my mum will take photos of the cats and send them to me on Facebook.
Yeah.
And I mean, you got things like that. But like that's photography.
Yeah.
I've got friends that just do it for their Instagram.
Yeah.
And that's photography.
Yeah.
And then sometimes it's interesting, you see like, you'll have like friends that like just post stuff on Instagram all the time, and then you watch.
Yeah.
And as it goes forward, they just like people, you just naturally develop an eye for these sort of things.
Yeah.
I know one friend in particular, she's been doing Instagram since like year 10, year 9.
Yeah.
And it goes like, you go all the way back and it's all like, it's just very like selfies and stuff like that. But then you go forward to now and she's got some really, really impressive work.
Yeah.
And it just like, it's one of those things, if you just do it enough, you'll get really, really good.
Yeah.
No matter who you are.
It's like with anything really.
Yeah. I mean, I feel like with some arts, more so than others. Like I feel like I could paint a picture.
Yeah.
I could paint 1,000 pictures, and I don't think I would ever be good at painting.
Yeah. Well, I reckon if you took the practice, I reckon you'd
10,000 hours is you'll be an expert. That's what they say.
That's what they say. Or maybe just
Yeah.
that's a lot of hours. Yeah, that's very interesting.
Yeah.
I don't.
And that's especially things like, it's interesting the way that people react when you put a camera in front of them, especially not just with portraiture, but with like when you do like public photography. You'll always get those people who just like stare you down. Or get those people that try and run away or like run away and hide.
Like for me, whenever somebody brings the camera out, I always pull a face. Like you'll probably always notice I always go, I do something stupid like that. That's because like I find taking photos of yourself pretty weird. Like I don't ever like taking serious photos.
I can.
Have you noticed that with most of my photos?
I have, I do. Your Instagram story, I do get a laugh out of it.
Yeah, because like I just think it's just weird. That it's ridiculous taking photos of yourself. I think for me, like I don't like taking photos of myself in the serious manner. But
that's my something my lecturer always says is there's always something more interesting in the room than you when you take a photo.
Exactly.
It's sometimes true. But I mean, like I don't think I'm that good at portraiture. I prefer like landscape photography.
Just give me a second. Pause.
Right.
Maybe for you guys it was roughly like 0 seconds, but for me it was about 2 minutes. My father just walked in. I had to fix a little yelling issue. So we're talking about how you don't really like doing portraiture or something with that range of photography.
Yeah, like I think it's really interesting. I just don't think I'm very good at it. There's a lot you have to know about portraiture versus just like taking photos of the environment, just landscape photography. Like shadows are very, very important. And I suppose that's probably the big part is working out where the shadows go in light. You got your backlighting, your front lighting, your top lighting. And but I think because I'm very much into environmentalism, so I really enjoy just going into doing landscape like shots. Like I go to like you could go and do hikes, go to the beach, things like that, and take photos of that.
And you just got to take me on a hike soon. You got to take me that the forest, whatever it's called.
Quippo Forest. That's one of my favorite places.
I'm hoping like awesome. After this semester I can go because I'm saving up money just to do a big trip to go to Melbourne, go Adelaide. Yeah, that'd be cool.
Yeah, it's really solid. Like Adelaide's not, I mean, like, it's not that interesting. But there are some really, really cool places if you know where to go.
Yeah. Oh, well, I like Adelaide. Like, I like it better than here.
It's good for hiking. Yeah. There's lots of good spots.
Oh, good. Well, definitely next time I come down, just take me and I'll go on a round.
Yeah, I can give you the tour to the mountain ranges.
And if you donate to my PayPal, I might better afford a decent camera and take some footage. So just a little plug. Hiking's amazing. Just going out into the wild and just experiencing just the outdoors is a really good experience. It's a whole other world.
I feel like hiking is like it's really, really good for your mental health.
Yeah.
Just going out for a few hours and just being like you're not really alone because this is like those hiking trails are very busy sometimes.
Yeah.
But just being so far away from the city and just everything, it's really, really good. You just come back just feeling invigorated and a bit tired because the hikes are pretty rough.
Yeah.
But I always feel amazing after doing a hike and I do it as much as I can.
Yeah. Do you reckon it's something like encoded in us to
I feel like it very much could be.
Yeah.
It's definitely been, I don't know the specifics, but it's definitely been scientifically proven that there is a correlation between time spent in nature and your mental state.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's very, very good for you. Especially like there's things like anxiety and depression which can be alleviated by just going out and spending time just outside.
Yeah.
And away from
just outside from a computer screen.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
It's I think that's so interesting how we're just so affected by such little things like being trapped in a room.
Yeah. There's so many little things you can go and read about that are just encoded into us from like thousands and thousands of years ago.
Yeah.
Like I'm not sure how true this is, but there's like a theory that the reason that you just wake up randomly during the night is because back in like the dawn of man, we were sort of became conditioned to wake up during the night to tend to the fire. We would sleep around. And that's why you wake up just randomly in the night. I'm not sure how true that is or is proven, but it's something I heard.
Oh, there's other
things. It's really interesting.
Well, there's other things like with night owls. Night owls actually may have like people can't sleep at night. They might just be people where their ancestors were these things called the night watchers, where in tribes they would have people awake in the day who would watch around the tribe and people are awake at night to watch around the tribe because at night time that's when all the predators are out. And who do you need up at night? You need somebody to make sure that the tribe's safe at night. Yeah, so that's one thing. Not just the fact that we're around technology, bright lights and a whole new environment. It would have nothing to do with that maybe. I don't know. That's something you could add to that story. But yeah, that's very interesting. I think it's so weird that now this goes straight into like how we have gotten to the point where we have outbuilt our evolution. Does that make sense? So like, Yeah, like we've gotten so far that we haven't adapted to what we've created yet.
No, yeah, I think that's a big problem as well. Is we're creating all these things that make our lives so much easier.
Yeah.
But I'm like, part of me feels like we, like, humans aren't designed to have all these crutches that we do have.
Yeah.
I mean, like, the way we're so interconnected, just always constantly.
Sorry about that. It's probably been like 1 second through because I'm going to edit this in. So it's going to be like 2 seconds. But for me, it was like ages. So I had somebody call me and somebody texted me about stupid shit. Alrighty, so you're saying we weren't crutches, technology and interconnectedness and evolution.
Yeah, so just wind back, say, 150 years or even less than that.
Yeah.
And just think of what a normal day in someone's life would be.
Yeah.
On a day that you wouldn't go to work.
Yeah.
Your day would be at home, you might have the family or whatever, and you would go out and you would get the paper, you might go and buy some groceries,
Yeah.
and you would, I don't know, maybe you go to the park or something, and then you go home and you'd, I don't know, read the paper or have a smoke and do some cocaine or something.
Yeah. Just snort some coke. That's if you had money.
Or some opium.
Yeah.
And, but then, like, look at now and think of what a normal day. Because we've got these social medias and you've got everything on your phone that keeps you so connected. You've just 24 hours a day. You're constantly aware of what everyone you know is doing.
Yeah.
Everyone, to a degree, is aware of what you're doing. And there's not a single moment when you are really separated from the people that you know.
Yeah.
And I think that, like, just the constant pressure of people thinking of other people and knowing that other people are thinking of them just all the time would I think it just would really stress people out.
Yeah.
And I feel like that's a big part of why we are the way that we are today. And I don't think we can ever really go back from that.
Yeah.
Because what are we going to do? Just, destroy social media? It's just not going to happen.
Yeah, nah. It's hard because those thoughts are going to happen anyway in a different form. Because like they've always been happening, things like that, the anxiety of what people are thinking. I think that's just a natural and built instinct within us because we need that in order to make a tribe work. As every other episode, I go straight back to like tribal, it goes because that's where it goes. It goes all the way back to when the beginning of the sprout of a tree all the way to a lizard. Is that we're always making sure that we're not going to be killed in our sleep by our friends, so we're always anxious about it.
Yeah, maybe that's a low stress environment. I know I can sleep in my bed and I'm not gonna a lion's not gonna come and eat me alive. Yeah, exactly. I'm just having a nap.
We are so cushioned in our lives now. We don't have to worry about those things. Like we don't have to worry about planes dropping bombs on us at the moment. We don't have to worry about a hyena coming in tearing out our larynx, all that sort of stuff, our trachea from my neck. It's intense. It's just, like, the biggest worries that people have now are not the same as the worries people had all those years ago. Yeah. But even, like, anything that stresses people or worries people now are things that, like, we as a society have orchestrated. Yeah. So I think about what stresses me out. It would be something like, what if I finish my studies and I can't find any work? Yeah. Or what if this happens and I have no money? Yeah. What if this happens and I don't have a house? And it's just all these things, and it's because this is the way that society works. Yeah. Under evil capitalism. Yeah. And that is why that is what we are worried about. Yeah. Is these worries that are orchestrated by the society that we live in. Yeah. As opposed to back in the day, it was people were worried about these things, the forces of nature that are outside of our control. Yeah. Yeah. And now that we've harnessed that to a degree that would not... Yeah, it's very interesting. Well, we're natural problem finders. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, so we're going to find anything, even if we're doing nothing. Yeah, I mean, like, things like homelessness wasn't a problem back when, it was camps and it was campfires and it was tribes. Yeah. If your house burns down, well, you just camp somewhere else. Yeah, well, it wasn't called homelessness, but you were homeless. There were people that were homeless. The thing is, you would just go and you would make a home here. Yeah, when you could, yeah. Yeah. So does that mean you're an anarchist there? Well, no, I'm not campaigning for the fall of capitalism. Yeah. I'm just saying that I feel like these are all problems that I don't see a way we can realistically solve. Yeah. Like, as society gets more and more advanced, these problems are just always going to be there. Like, they just can't be solved. And it's just a matter of us trying to overcome them and learn about them and acknowledge them and try to find new ways around them, I guess, as we do as a society, as we have done for thousands of years. Yeah, so that's the thing, yeah. Yeah, it just becomes a vicious cycle of repeating itself. I can go down a rabbit hole down here. Don't chase the rabbit. Don't chase. It's so scary if you think about, like, what this is, but we'll come back to that. We'll talk about what's your film studies about. Like, what's it like in doing that?
So it's very interesting when you go and do something straight line like business, and you go and do something, because I've never studied an art before outside of, like, I guess I did art in like year 8 or something, and it's very different in how freeform it is, and the way that it's structured, and the way that you're marked and everything like that. Very
loosey goosey.
This is all stuff that anyone studying in art would know, but it was all very new to me. And just the way that there's, like, it's the old fashioned thing. There's no wrong answer. There's no right answer. Or there's sometimes there is a right answer, and they're like, that is perfect. That is what you want to do. But I really, really enjoy it. Like, it's the same with anything. There are subjects of it that this isn't fun, but it's something I have to do. Yeah. Like, we have to do. There was some media stuff. There's some web design. There's some advertising. Like, I don't really want to do web design. I don't want to do coding. But then you've got the stuff, like, you got the practical stuff. You got the Hollywood class. You go out and you shoot a film. You do the sound. You do the editing. You do the acting, and I love that stuff. And I think it reflects in how good I am at it. I definitely get better marks in the filming than I do in the web design.
Yeah, so you found that passion, and the degree is very, very good for expressing it.
This is something I kind of thought back when I was doing business. As I would go on, my grades would go down, they would go down and go down. Yeah. And I always thought it's because I don't have a passion for it. Yeah. And then now I've changed over to film school, and my marks are going, they're going way back up. So maybe it was the fact that I've got a passion for it now. Yeah. So I'm doing so well.
No, good.
And it's the feeling of just going to uni and being excited to go there, and being passionate about what you're making. Yeah. It's really, really cool. So we've just done Hollywood. Yeah. We did some screenwriting, which is very interesting. Yeah. And then we did, so media and then design language. And then going into next week, we're doing things like CGI and sound, international film, things like that. So the French New Wave, which is very interesting. Yeah.
What's the French New Wave about?
It's about, I don't know a lot about it, so I'm just gonna say.
What's your impression? What do you got?
So it's more about, so we had classic Hollywood, which was like pretty much any movie before. Like any movie before around the 80s or 70s. Like, it was just classic Hollywood. It's just things like, you do things by the book. This is the way you make a movie, and that's how you do it. Yeah. Things like the camera sits here. People are in frame this way and this way. It's lit this way. Yeah. You never move the camera away from the action. Don't do that. And there's things like that. It's just done you watch any old movie, and you just look at an old movie and you see it's shot straight on. Yeah. And it's very by the book. Yeah. And then we got to New Hollywood, which is pretty much any movie you would see today. Yeah. Besides some very small examples. Yeah. And things like the camera's handheld now. We can do that. We can move the camera away from the action and show unrelated things. Yeah. We can mess with the sound. We can mess with the concept of time editing. Yeah. Mess with the way people enter and exit the shot. Things like that. Yeah. And then French New Wave was somewhere in between. So it was sort of the evolution of French cinema after Hollywood. So America's like, well, we do Hollywood, we do it this way. Yeah. And France is like, we're going to try it this way. Yeah. And French New Wave is it's a very big influence with a lot of the really big filmmakers now. Things like Tarantino is a big lover of French New Wave. Yeah.
I was actually going to bring up one of his movies.
Which one were you going to bring up?
Isn't he
the new one?
The new one.
Once Upon a Time in
Hollywood. Yeah. Because I was thinking about that. I was like, because his style's kind of really, like, you know.
Very excited for that, yeah.
I love his films. They're just...
Me too.
They're just so stupidly, gory.
Yeah, so that's the thing, is like... There's that. I think probably my favorite thing actually about his movies isn't the gore, but I really like the dialogue. He can take the most boring subject, and you'll be listening to it, and you'll be like, why am I interested in this? This is just boring.
And I felt like with not just that, like with Kill Bill, like it's somehow funny.
Like, see, it's one of those things. This should, like, why is this funny? Yeah, I'm watching someone be, hit with a sword, and there's blood's going everywhere. Yeah, like, why am I having a great time?
Like this, it's like, because I remember one scene. I can't remember. Like, one of the Asian ladies was knocking on the door. She answers it, and there's all you hear, ching, like
Japanese are stew.
basically, and that's just the funniest thing because the zoom into the it was perfect.
He does those zooms a lot. He does like the crash zoom.
Yeah, and it's just like if you do it just right with the just right sound effect, it's just hilarious. I just had there laughing at it. Just that's James Bond, but like
I know what you're going for.
I can't remember the scene.
Excerpt. I know exactly what you're talking about.
Oh, but it got me so good. I remember laughing at it for like 5 minutes with Sean. Yeah, no, but like that's what made me think the old school style because Quentin Tarantino does that, doesn't he?
He does, yeah. He's very much like it's funny because he's not very pretentious in the way that he doesn't look at a new movie and go, oh, that's below me.
Yeah.
Like he said, what was it? Thor Ragnarok. He loves that movie.
Yeah.
He said he thought it was fantastic.
Yeah.
But then you go to his list of like his favorite movies, and you would have heard of like one of them.
Yeah.
Like only last week, or only a few days ago, he said these are the 10 movies that inspired Once Upon a Time in Hollywood.
Yeah.
And I heard one of those movies.
Yeah.
And that one movie I would have heard of was because we mentioned it in film school.
Mm.
Yeah. But yeah, no, I'm really excited for that actually, and it's getting some very good early reviews.
Yeah.
Like up there with Kill Bill.
I'm gonna go watch it for sure.
I'm gonna watch it as well.
Yeah.
I'll be there opening day.
Who directed Thor Ragnarok?
Taika Waititi.
Yeah, because he did a beautiful job of that.
He's doing the next one as well.
Oh
yeah.
God,
he's a legend.
I just love how like that like somehow like we had the previous 2 Thor movies which were just very dull. Like then all of a sudden they made Thor an actual person, like a character with humor.
Yeah, see that's and
it somehow blinded away of these 2 films that were just like, all right.
Yeah.
Then all of a sudden you had this film where like everyone was a character, everyone like had a personality all of a sudden. It wasn't so bland.
Yeah, that was the thing is he like they realized it wasn't working with them.
Yeah.
No one was like you go out and after the first Avengers movie, no one was like Thor, favorite character.
Yeah.
Love Thor.
I like the comics, but I didn't. Yeah.
So I've never read any of the comics. For Thor, that is.
Yeah, that's just a nerd. But
I just read Spider-Man once.
Yeah. Oh, Spider-Man. Keep going, mate. Keep going. We got to Spider-Man afterwards.
Yeah. I've a lot to say about that. And then. And also, what's funny is like Natalie Portman, who was Jane in the first 2, she was like, oh, no, I've had enough of this. She was not into it.
Yeah, she's gonna be the Lady Thor.
She is gonna be Thor in Love and Thunder.
We'll come back for that afterwards. Keep going as you're saying that.
And then also even Chris Hemsworth after the second one, he was like, I don't know. He's like, my contract's coming up soon.
Yeah.
And then now after Ragnarok. Then Chris Hemsworth came out and said, I will do this role as long as I can.
Yeah.
And then now Natalie Portman's back. And she's like, oh, I can't wait.
Yeah.
It's like, what happened? They got Taika Waititi to direct it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And they did a brilliant job.
The performances that he can get out of these actors, just look at Thor 2 and look at Thor 3 and just look at the same actors playing the same roles.
Yeah.
And just like, you can tell the passion is back.
Yeah.
But they really wanted to do something really well. Aside from Anthony Hopkins, he didn't really care, I don't think.
Yeah.
But everyone else,
it was good. I just love it.
Me too.
I've watched that film like since I got Stan. I've just been watching it over and over again, like when I can, and it's such a good film.
It's funny how there's a lot of like Australian and New Zealand cultural references.
That's why I like it too.
He knows the names of the ships.
Yeah. It's you could tell like there's a lot of Aussie stuff in there. You could tell a little bit.
Yeah, it's really cool.
There was one guy that was in there who before he I can't remember that name. It's Anthony Hopkins, isn't it? The guy.
He was Odin.
No, not Odin. Who's the other dude? Who's the other? I can't remember his name.
You mean the
Goldblum? Jeff Goldblum. That took me forever.
I was about to say Jurassic Park.
God, mate, he's like one of my he's
very good.
He's such a unique actor, that dude. But like
I feel like he's very underused.
Yeah.
He's such a good actor and he's very funny.
Yeah.
I went back and watched the first Jurassic Park for the first time in a long time recently, and it's so like he's
he's a quality actor. Like he's so unique. He's different from any other actor I've ever seen. Like, and that's what makes him like. Probably like up there, I reckon, because of his uniqueness and his ability to be funny without really putting.
He's got this screen presence, and just like even when he's not saying anything, and he's just sitting there just smiling. Yeah, and it's like it's very funny.
He's good. He's good.
I can watch this.
Yeah, but like I don't know what that. No, it doesn't matter what I was going to say. I was just saying that I saw an Australian actor that Jeff Goldblum killed. That's from like a ABC comedy show that I watched ages ago.
Okay.
From like it was like a crap. It was like a crap. It was something like. you know, they're getting like paid $5 now, like, and all of a sudden you got like these Australian actors that are like on the big screen. What is it? Thor: Love and Thunder.
Thor: Love and Thunder.
Yes.
Yeah,
that might be good if they don't stuff it up. They use Natalie Portman, but like if they don't,
she's a good actress.
Yeah,
but she there's countless cases of where she's been given nothing to work with.
Yeah,
yeah.
I just hope like she doesn't stuff it. I hope like they make her funny. Like
I feel like it's
because every movie like I see when right now when I see them bring out female characters, they always make them like a Mary Jane, like they have no faults or anything like that. And then that makes the character boring.
Yeah.
Whereas like we already know like that is established that Thor's girlfriend, I can't remember her name now, whatever it is, Jane. Yeah. Has her flaws and all that sort of stuff, and I hope they can retain that because like you could tell like some films like they really try to emphasize that like we are powerful and we have no flaws, and that's what makes a character boring if they're just all powerful. Like Superman's boring as heck because he's just all powerful.
Yeah, I hear that a lot. I don't really agree that much, but I can see it though.
Yeah,
yeah.
But I hope they don't. I hope it does well because I'm really keen for that. But
It's definitely in the slate they just announced. That's probably the one I have the most confidence in.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't really like the other ones. I'm sure they'll all be good because like if there's one thing they're good at, it's just making a movie that is at least good.
Yeah,
it's like at worst it's average.
Yeah,
it doesn't really get any worse than that.
Yeah.
I'll probably just go and see them all just because. That's the thing.
And because I'm Marvel obsessed.
And I guess I get the staff price.
What do you reckon of the new Spider-Man 2: Far From Home?
I thought it was okay, but how do I word it? Not that I'm biased, I'm just not a fan of this portrayal of Spider-Man.
Okay, why's that?
I love Spider-Man. He's my favourite comic book character.
Yeah.
He's always been ever since I was a kid.
Too.
Yeah, I grew up with the Sam Raimi ones.
Yeah.
I love those. Read the comics. I even thought the Andrew Garfield one was okay.
Yeah.
The first one anyway.
Yeah.
And I feel like these ones have really lost a lot of what makes Spider-Man a good character. Yeah. Because the big thing for me was, even when Stan Lee first designed him, he said the big thing was he's the everyman. That's why Spider-Man's interesting. Yeah. Is he's he's this big fantastical superhero and stuff. Yeah. But really he's just a normal person. Like he's got money issues, he's got his job. Yeah. That's not going too well, and he's got to balance it with his studies and his social life, and then he's got this superhero thing as well. And I feel like in this new one, this incarnation of the character doesn't really have any big problems he has to deal with. Yeah, except for love, and that's about it. Really. Yeah, like he's got his balancing his love life and his superhero life is really the only problem he has. Like he doesn't have money problems. He can go on this field trip to Europe apparently. Yeah, I thought Spider-Man was always supposed to be poor. Tony Stark. Yeah. And he's got this. He's an Avenger. He got this Tony Stark thing. Yeah. So he's in bed with all these rich dudes. Yeah. And he doesn't have a job. And he doesn't even do photography, so I don't know where that is. Yeah. And then, they didn't even have that in him anymore, did they? That kind of bums me out. But I'm biased with that because I love photography. So I always thought, I love watching him do photography because that's me. It's me! Yeah. And, and then also they say they want to make it a unique interpretation by they don't do the Uncle Ben thing, they don't do all the other things. Yeah. But instead they just replace... They replace these things with other things that teach the same lessons. Yeah. So, because they skipped the origin story, they skipped over the part where he has to learn with a great power comes great responsibility. Yeah. But instead, in Homecoming and then again in Far From Home, they introduce... So in Homecoming, they introduced this suit. Yeah. And then in Far From Home, I guess I can't spoil it, but they introduce something else that he has to learn to be responsible for. Yeah. So what they've done is they've taken away the story arc of him learning to be responsible with this power he's been given, and instead he's being responsible for this technology. It's exactly the same arc, but they've just replaced with something else. Yeah. And they've just, instead of Uncle Ben, they've just replaced with Tony Stark. It's just the same story, but they're pretending like it's not. Don't they do that with every superhero film like that? Because they're always telling the same story in a superhero film, but it's something different every time. That's the thing, is you could say that with any single movie. Yeah, you can. Is that it's I don't want to hear someone say, I don't like this movie because I've seen a love story before, I've seen an action story before. Yeah. But that's the thing, is it's not the same story, it's how you tell that story. Exactly. But the thing is, Spider-Man Homecoming is just telling the same story, but they just change the elements out for other elements that achieve the same purpose. Yeah. Yeah.
and they're not really that well done. Yeah. I did like Mysterio as a.
He's good. Jake Gyllenhaal's Mysterio is good.
He did a good job.
He's but Jake Gyllenhaal's good in everything.
Yeah, I think, and I also think the next movie I'm gonna go watch it, of course, because like
it's Spider-Man.
And it's kind of, I feel, hopefully, because it feels kind of new.
Yep.
Like, in the way that, like, now, like, spoiler alert, like, now he's basically going to be the target of the city, like, and everyone's going to, like, it's going to be a whole different, his identity's been exposed, like, it's going to be a weird way, I wonder how they're going to tackle it. It's going to be very interesting.
Well, see, this is what they've done, is they've just taken the ending of Iron Man 1 and they've flipped it around.
Yeah.
So, except he has it revealed, but he doesn't want it to be.
Yeah.
So, what I really want to them to do is I wish they would get away from this theme of like he's still growing up and he's learning to be his own person. Like they did that with Homecoming, and there was the same story again in Far From Home. I really want him to go out and be his own thing, and not be in the shadow of all these other people.
Yeah. I think he will eventually, but I don't know how many movies they got lined up. How many movies
they said the other day they want to do 9 of these Spider-Man movies. I'm like, oh my god.
He'll get his own life. He'll get there. Yeah. I'll tell you what. They're making. I can't remember what movies they were releasing for Marvel. Anyway, they were talking about as Guardians of the Galaxy or some shit like that.
Yeah. So that's one of the movies that isn't. So they announced the slate of the Phase 4 movies the other day. It wasn't one of the movies on the slate, but they've confirmed it's happening.
Oh, good.
So it was same goes for Fantastic Four and X-Men. Like they've confirmed it's happening, but it wasn't in this Phase 4.
Yeah.
So it'll be sometime either they'll be like surprise. This movie's coming out now, or it'll be after 2 years' time.
Okay.
Slate. So
because I think that'd be like just because I love Guardians of the Galaxy because that's funny. It's well done.
I think it's good. I think the first Guardians is one of the best movies.
Yeah,
in this whole
it
series.
is. The second one, it was like
it's definitely watchable.
It's watchable, but it's not. It's not as good as one. One was good.
No.
Yeah, I think that'll do so well because in the Avengers, like Chris Hemsworth and Chris Pratt, like the band, like the talk between them would be very good, I reckon. And what other films are they talk? Oh, have you seen the Dark Phoenix film?
No, I haven't.
Absolute trash.
I heard a lot of things about that.
I only watched it because Sophie Turner was in it, but everything else is shit. Like I just they could have made it into like a 3-part film, and they could have made something beautiful out of it. Instead, they decided to get like just a cauldron of shit and just chuck it in there, and just and rush it to the end until now I've just made a couple $1 million off you guys because
except they didn't. They lost money making.
Yeah, somehow lost money. Yeah, it was just terrible. And now you're saying they're making another X-Men film.
Well, because Marvel has purchased the rights. So that was always the funny thing about it. This Dark Phoenix was like the movie was like it was kind of embarrassing in the fact that it came out when people already know that Marvel has bought you guys, so this franchise is over. Yeah, but the movie's still coming out.
Oh, it's like a white flag surrender.
I feel like this purchase really damaged the Fox X-Men brand.
Yeah,
it didn't happen in Australia, but in some countries, the title of the movie had X-Men removed. Yeah, so in some countries, the movie was just called Dark Phoenix.
Oh, okay,
whereas here we had X-Men Dark Phoenix because Yeah, but I never saw it because I was never too big on. I didn't dislike X-Men, but I never really got into it. Yeah. So I've only seen a few of them, and the ones I have seen are the ones people tell me are the bad ones. Yeah. I'm doing air quotes, by the way. Yeah. Yeah. So I saw X-Men Apocalypse. Yeah. I saw X-Men Origins Wolverine.
Yeah. So you didn't see the original ones like.
Actually, I think that's the only 2 I've seen.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you haven't seen the original ones with like Hugh Jackman at one.
Never saw him.
They're actually not bad, those ones.
I heard that. The one I want to see is Logan, but I feel like is it worth watching if I haven't seen the other ones before?
Yeah, you have to watch a little bit of the old ones.
Because everyone tells me Logan and Days of Future Past.
Yeah.
Is the other one people tell me to watch.
Yeah, I haven't watched Days of Future Past, but Logan.
That's good.
Logan, oh my god, made me nearly cry, man. Like the way they actually made it real. They made it felt like real. Like, you know how they're trying to extinguish the mutants?
Yeah. I know the basic plot. Yeah. Yeah,
so when it came to Logan, they made it I'm trying to find the words, because you can feel in every film, you know that they hate the mutants, they're attacking them, but because we're doing it from the perspective of Logan, you really feel the intensity of being hated and hunted down and all that sort of stuff, and then having all these complications of how these mutants are treated, and then getting connected between just random people, and all of a sudden you try to sacrifice yourself. You really feel for the character. I'm trying to remember because it's been however long since I watched it, but
it,
I remember it
2017 the movie came out.
Yeah, I remember it being so like it really tugged at my heartstrings because like I'm a very sensitive soul. But yeah, I'd recommend you watching it. But watch the original X-Men.
Maybe we'll do that. Yeah.
Yeah, 1, 2, and 3. 1 and 2. You don't have to watch 3. 3's there.
Well, if not, I'll probably watch 1 and 2, and then I probably will watch Days of Future Past because everyone tells me it's so good, and then I'll do Logan.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then I might just skip the rest of them.
Good.
Yeah.
Have you seen what about Deadpool? Do you like Deadpool?
I only saw the first one.
Yeah. What do you reckon?
I liked it. I think it's like I wasn't like crazy about it as everyone else was, but I think it's definitely has. I feel like the humor is very hit or miss.
Yeah,
like it's very funny in a lot of it, and some of the jokes are like
yeah.
But I think that's kind of part of the charm.
That's him. He's
like, are all the jokes supposed to land? No. I don't know. I don't know if they are.
No, because Deadpool's character is basically he's just a guy that makes like inappropriate comments, and like of course with any like comments, someone's gonna hit, someone's gonna miss, and anything with comedy as well. And I love Deadpool because I like his humor.
I did like it. Yeah.
I just like the breaking of the fourth wall, making stupid jokes.
Good. Yeah.
And 2's pretty good too. I'd say it's probably better.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh.
I'm trying to remember. I've got to watch it again, but I remember feeling like 2 was a bit better than 1. In that because you established Deadpool, now he's really getting into it, and Ryan Reynolds hasn't like tugged it, hasn't ruined it yet. Like they haven't overdone it yet.
No. Yeah.
Yeah.
What's interesting about that is that now, because Deadpool was a Fox property, and now Disney has bought them.
Yeah.
Disney said, we're going to keep making Deadpool movies, but how are Disney going to do that?
We'll see.
Because I mean, like, making movies with, like, all this, the sexual humor and, like, the coarse language, not really Disney's thing.
Yeah.
So...
yeah.
I don't know how that's going to work.
And what's your thought about Groot as a character?
If you mean from
Guardians of the Galaxy.
For some reason, I was thinking of Guru from Despicable Me, which I haven't seen, but my mind went straight there.
Yeah.
I think getting Vin Diesel to voice me is very... I think that's funny in and of itself.
Yeah.
I can't... Every time I watch it, I listen to the voice and I just try to be able to hear Vin Diesel, but I can't do it.
Yeah. I found him I found it so awkward. Because my mind was blown when I found out it was Vin Diesel.
It's just at the credit at the end, it's like, and Vin Diesel is Groot. And you're like, well, okay. And then Bradley Cooper is Rocket.
I was thinking about doing that as a segue. Maybe we could go on talking about... did you want to talk about your vegetarianism stuff?
Yeah, we could do that, yeah.
Because I feel like we could be on this topic for like another hour, I feel.
Well, we've got 30 movies to talk about.
Yeah, we do. We've got a lot of movies to speak about. So during like online messaging, we were discussing about things that we could potentially talk about. And of course, Josh is a vegetarian, and I've also made a podcast previously called Morals of Meat, which went down a whole other sidetrack of Star Trek, aliens, and space adventures. What made you go vegetarian originally? Yeah.
Well, see, it's kind of... this is... I feel like it's a different story to everyone else when they go vegetarian. Often it'll be like, I love the environment, or I love animals, or maybe... often it's like health reasons.
Yeah.
Like it's to lose weight, or maybe they just don't like meat.
Yeah.
Sometimes happens. Yeah. And for me, it wasn't really the case. Like back then, because I've been a vegetarian for I think 3.5 years now.
Yeah.
And like, I still ate meat all the time.
And some of our friends didn't know as well. That's how well you've hidden it as well.
I don't try to hide it. It just doesn't come up a lot.
Yeah.
I mean, like, think of how often do you go and be like, hey guys, I'm eating a steak.
Yeah, unless you have a moral reason for it.
Yeah.
Well, keep going.
Yeah, so I got sidetracked.
Yeah.
And then it was one of my friends was a vegetarian. She'd been doing it for a long time.
Yeah.
Like years and years and years. And she said, why don't you give it a shot?
Yeah.
I thought, I guess, why not? See what it's like. And I thought I'll do it for a month and, we'll see what happens.
Yeah.
I did it for a month, and I got to the month, and I thought, it feels like I've made, I've come so far, I stopped out. And I said, I'll go for a year.
Yeah.
And I got to a year, and I'm like,
I
guess I keep going.
Cool.
And then that's really as far as it was.
And now it's a habit.
Yeah, it's sort of, it's to that point where it's like, I feel like a big part of it is if I can live this way, why shouldn't I?
Yeah.
Is the big thing.
Yeah.
And it probably took until maybe I was doing it for 2 years before I really felt like I had a connection with the ethics behind it.
Yeah.
And for me, like nowadays, it's big. I'm really into the environmental and the animal animal rights sides of it.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, and then now I would probably never go back now.
Yeah.
And I don't see myself, I will probably be this way until I die. Yeah. A vegetarian.
Yeah?
Yeah.
You reckon?
Yeah.
So let's say if I hunted meat and I collected meat, would you be against that?
I feel like that's kind of... I think it really depends.
Yeah.
Is this like a... survival scenario, or is this just you just like hunting?
A more like in the sense of like if I felt like didn't want to buy my meat from the supermarket because the way they treat the animals, and I wanted to make sure that I knew that the animal I caught was actually lived a full life and has lived to the extent that they have, and then I can know how my animal's been treated, and then I'll be actually responsible for the meat I eat. Yeah, that's why I'll do it.
I feel like that's definitely that's 1,000 times better than buying it from a supermarket.
Yeah, if I could, I would, but at the moment I can't.
Yeah, because things like environmentalism and animal rights, like it's an issue with factory farming, not just going out and shooting an animal. Going out shooting one animal for yourself and bring it back. Yeah, that's not going to kill the planet. Yeah, but factory farming is a big problem.
Yeah, like I wouldn't kill an animal for killing's sake. I'd rather kill it and eat it.
Well, that's true. Yeah, like people just hunt just for the fun of it.
Trophy hunting or you can hunt it, but also like make sure you take the meat back and actually use it and don't waste it and all that sort of stuff because all you're doing is taking away a life and not really doing much with it.
Yes, that's the thing.
Yeah. So what aspects of the whole animal rights that got you, what did you look at the first to make you start thinking about it in that way instead of just being a way of eating?
I think, honestly, first I went to environmentalism and then it was animal rights after that. Yeah. I just sort of started thinking about... I think it's a problem the way we divide animals into categories, essentially. Yeah. You say these animals are, these ones are pets, these ones are transport, these ones are entertainment, and these ones are food. Yeah. And it's like, what's... Yeah. Why is that the case? I mean, think of some countries, they eat cats and dogs. Yeah. And you've come over to America and it's like, that's terrible. Yeah. It's like, well, why is that worse than eating a cow? Because
it's social.
Yeah, there you go. Oh, you say some countries, we don't eat cows, can't do that. Yeah. But America's like, we eat cows. Why not? Some countries like whales. Yeah. But if I went up to a person on the street and said, I'm going to go eat a whale, they'd be like, you're a monster. Yeah. Yeah.
Well, it's all about, it becomes an individual thing in because clearly we're socially encouraged to eat certain meats, of course. Mm. And I feel like you can do the same with plants too.
You probably could.
You could. You can take it the next step further. You can because you can argue that plants are a living creature.
You could argue that.
Yeah, because their cells divide and they become carrots, they become beetroot, they become broccoli.
Do plants want to live though?
Do they want to live?
Do they have a desire for life?
Do you know if a goldfish wants to live?
No, I don't. Yeah, but do you think that it's likely that it does want to live?
I don't know.
You don't know? No. Well, there you go.
Yeah, so
I don't know. So, I mean, I'm not going to kill something because I don't know.
Yeah, well... Yeah. But you're still okay with eating vegetables just on the basis of I don't know as well, because you don't know if it wants to live or die, the plant.
Do plants have brains?
Do sea cucumbers have brains? Oh no, which animals have brains? There's heaps of animals that don't have brains that we can eat. There's a few, I feel.
But things like sea cucumbers never get into fishing, and fishing is a big problem for the environment.
And are you basing it... So... You're basing the moral... I'm not I'm just getting the thought behind it. Because I feel like you can. Yeah. But does that have to have a brain in order for it to make it something you shouldn't eat? Is that where you draw the line?
I feel like if there's a reasonable chance that this thing does have a desire for life, then I would not eat it. Yeah. Yes. Okay. But also on top of that, pretty much anything in the water is a no-go for me. Yeah, anyway.
So anything that has a desire for life, and do you mean that in the sense of being conscious for the desire of life, or just the willingness to exist? Because anything can just exist for just the existence sake, and not for just desiring to live.
Yeah, see, I mean, look at something like ants. Yeah. I guess they desire to exist because they want to further their colony.
Or they just want to live for the sake of living.
Well, yeah, see, I have no problem with, if I stood in an ant, I would be upset. Yeah. But... Yeah.
It gets tricky. It gets tricky.
The further you take it, the harder it gets.
Yeah, you can go all the way down to vaccination.
Let's go there.
Yeah, you can go there. I'll tell you now. If you're a vegan, don't vaccinate because you're killing bacteria and they're living creatures, man. Not bacteria. You're killing viruses, and viruses are a basic subunit of life. Sorry. Or bacteria. I think you have vaccines for bacteria. I can't remember.
Anyway, I think so. Yeah.
It's basically just to give your T cells or B cells to memorize certain infections. I'm trying to remember that all. I've just read that weeks ago. But it's because it becomes turtles all the way down if you really want it to.
Yeah. So I mean, there's something else. there are certain animals, like let's say a chicken
Yeah.
who's just been born. They're like,
Yeah.
let's say they're 5 seconds old. Does
Yeah.
it want to live? It probably doesn't really feel like it wants to live.
Yeah.
It doesn't even think.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, we can't determine whether or not the chicken's really knowing that it's living either. We can't be certain, and we can't be certain in anything. I guess we are.
Well, you can't.
Are we
can
really
you?
living, man? Like,
Don't know. Maybe I just have a
don't
desire
know.
to further my my genetic line.
Basically, we're just biological structures moving around, doing what biology does best, and just repeat itself and make more of itself.
Yeah, but I mean, like, you could take this and, like, you could say, let's say you've got a cat or a dog.
Yeah.
Does the cat or the dog love you, or does it just know that you provide food to it?
Yeah, exactly. I don't know. But maybe I just make it feel good when I do.
Yeah, so there you go.
Then we define it. That's when we start defining it.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that's where, like, that's we can be. I'll tell you what, this is going to get very interesting, I think. Like, because that dog only loves me, only loves me due to the fact of also thousands of years of breeding into a creature that is designed to want to work with us, and the fact that we give it certain things that, like, when we're around it, we do give it love and affection, which gives it a chemical stimulant of dopamine and serotonin, making it feel better, and it's of course going to come back for that, so it gets more of that stimulant. So yeah,
there you go.
Yeah, so it becomes like a love parasite. It wants more dopamine off us.
Yeah.
That is so interesting.
Yeah, see,
isn't it?
and, I mean, like, that's why people are like, cats and dogs, awesome. But then they're like, cows and pigs, well, whatever.
Yeah.
Because cows and pigs aren't bred to be human companions, are they?
Yeah, no, well, but they can be. They could be. Theoretically.
They could be trained that way.
Theoretically, you could breed them to do that.
People keep pigs as pets already.
Yeah.
It's already a thing. Cows, not so much.
Yeah.
But, yeah.
It's something that can be done. And, like, that makes you think, man. Is it really, like, I'm trying to find the words right now because, like, I'm very exhausted, but it's so complex that, like, just in life is very complex. I was just watching a video, right? I'm going to go on a tangent about mitosis.
Okay.
And understanding, like, how cell division works, and, like, we don't understand all the steps yet, but, like, understanding that, like, cells just divide unconsciously.
Yeah.
They haven't got a brain.
No, they
just divide.
Yeah.
Like chromatins, I think it's chromatins, like, which are the I'm going to get this wrong now. Structures within the nucleus that can be conformed into chromosomes, which is like the DNA structure. So it's basically like cell division essentially is just proteins bonding to each other and then proteins pulling away from each other.
Yes.
And it's done in a way that is not thought of. It's no thought.
No, it just does it because it's built to do this way.
Yeah, over time of like in the environment we are, and I'm trying to get my head around it. Like it's because I don't just look at it like I understand the step by step, but like what's making the cell do that?
Yeah. See.
Like and then it goes down all the way down. Like I've been looking into quantum physics and the meaning of that, and understanding that it goes all the way down to the atom, and it's suggesting that mass travel, like particles travel in a wave. So and there's wave duality, meaning that particles travel in a wave and and are a wave themselves. And so sorry, I'm gonna get real.
Here we go. We're going down the rabbit hole.
I'm gonna go real hippie, man. But like, and understanding that mass is just dense energy due to E equals mc squared. So essentially, we've just got dense energy moving in wave form to create other forms that look like us now.
Yeah.
And how fucked is that?
I know, yeah.
I want to know more.
I don't know. Yeah. So I mean, like, but hey, you've got these things that just behave the way that they do to make sure that they pass on and their species or whatever lives longer. Yeah. It's not because it thinks like, hey, I want to live.
Yeah.
Let's do this.
It's just
like,
doing
I'm built
its
this
thing.
way. I was watching a documentary. It was a nature documentary about. It was like about life forms in the. I forget which jungle it was. It was some jungle.
Yeah.
And you've got these bees, and what the bees do. I might be messing some of these facts up, but they need some sort of pheromone off a specific plant to go and attract a mate.
Yeah.
So what these bees do is the bees go to the specific plant has the pheromone.
Yeah.
And what the plant does is the pheromone's down inside the little stalk thing.
Yeah.
So the bee goes in there and the plant's got this gooey stuff, so it traps the bee.
Yeah.
And the only way the bee can get out is to climb through this really narrow tube.
And that's where it dies.
No, that's what I thought, but no, this is way more interesting actually. And the bee climbs through the tube. At the exit to the tube are two little capsules of little pollen.
Yeah.
And these capsules Like right at the end, it latches them onto the bee's back.
Yeah.
The bee leaves,
Yeah.
and it pollinates it elsewhere.
Yeah.
So the plant is giving the bee the pheromones,
Yeah.
and the bee is pollinating the plant.
It's just nature
It's
doing...
crazy.
It's just
like the
nature
plant doesn't have a
doing
brain
nature.
though.
Yeah.
It just does this because it's like the amount of evolution to get to the point where you've got this complex series of like tunnels
Yeah.
and little pollen capsules
Yeah.
and pheromones to attract a specific bee.
Yeah.
It blows my mind.
That's insane. Like I've been saying, like I've been going down these rabbit holes, like trying to, because I've gotten, since I'm doing my nursing degree, I've gone down rabbit holes of like understanding. I just can't get enough of it.
Yeah.
And like learning about us as a structure has made me want to learn about like what that, like exactly like the plants and the bees makes me understand what those structures are and like what's putting them together and like going down into the depth of like what's all of a sudden instructing this to occur.
See,
like,
that's what blows my mind is how can like assumedly evolution is trial and error to get to a certain point of where we're up to. How long does it take for trial and error to grow this plant to do like 10 different things at once
Millions
and to interact
of
with this
years.
Specific species?
Millions
it blows
of
my
years.
mind.
And also like trying to wrap your head around like how old the universe is, being like I can't remember how billion years old it is.
Yeah.
But like wrapping your head around like
2019.
something like that. Just like because what we're trying to understand is what makes us and what makes other things. And they're huge numbers we're trying to look at. And we have to... And trying to comprehend, like, the length and time of, like, millions of years just for that. Just for that tiny thing, in comparison to us.
Yeah.
Like, we were probably, like, another million years to develop us.
Yeah, exactly.
We're the next stage up from that plant. Like, we've taken another million years after that. And now we're here. We've got complex structures.
How many systems do we have going on just at any one time?
Oh, my God. Like, we have... Like, we have systems within our systems. Like, we have the immune system and we have little biological, like, entities within us that are just defending off other bodies, making sure our cells live healthily so we can have the system moving. And then we're just up, like, we're more bacteria. And, I'm trying to find the words. I had them yesterday. I was talking about it yesterday. But it's just ridiculous how complex we are. Like, we're trillions and trillions of tiny little cells, and those cells are protected by other cells, and those cells are developed by other cells, and then those cells are developed due to atomic structures and electromagnetism joining together.
Yeah.
And building bonds, and then all of a sudden making proteins due to nitrogen and carbon and hydrogen.
And then think of the brain, like how does that even work?
How does that...
I mean, like we don't even know completely.
Don't know how completely it works. We have an idea of like where it originates in the embryonic stage and how it's developed, but actually how it functions and like getting into the depth of like what is our consciousness is actually located within our brains. There's some people that talk about that, like, and then all of a sudden you go into like this weird God territory, which I'm always a bit skeptical about because then as soon as you mention that, all of a sudden people are like, yeah, that's right.
There we go, you're sold.
It's like, but like,
God
that's not how you do it. You just take your steps and you just wait till the numbers work out because mathematics is the key to this. But yeah, like, I'm sorry guys if like, I'm having a stroke because right now I'm trying to understand. I've just been through like a rabbit hole earlier.
The Mysteries of the Universe podcast.
Yeah. Oh God. We went from vegetarianism and all of a sudden we're talking
to the depths of the mind.
Yeah, depths of the mind and the complexity that is this existence and what we're observing right now.
Yeah. See, there we go.
What do you speaking of photography? What are your thoughts of light waves?
I feel like me and light waves have like a bit of a
good relationship.
I was going to say a complex relationship. No, I don't.
Yeah.
I don't have a lot of opinions on light waves.
Yeah, because I was really curious about light waves. So I decided to do a little bit of reading because I'm insane. So I'm gonna go down another rabbit hole. Thanks for letting me rant. But how light actually travels in waves and how and how we can observe light just due to the frequency it bounces off of objects.
Yes.
Like that purple object right in front of us, that bin, is due to light waves hitting it and then the purple waves bouncing back, and purple waves travel in a more rapid frequency, gets received back into my eyes, into my retina, into the rods, the cones, which then interpret as purple. And then gets all processed in the occipital lobe in the back of the brain. And that's all just due to waves.
Yeah, so like you've got, like, let's say if the sun had blown up, you wouldn't know. 3 minutes ago, you wouldn't even know. Yeah. That's my fact.
That's your fact. But do you see what I'm saying? Like it's just we're observing we're like, because we can't. There's waves happening all around us that we can't see, but like, we're processing waves that make color, and you're just trying to as they hit objects. I'm just trying to wrap my head around that.
Then we don't even know if we see colors the same way. There's no way for us to tell.
Oh, no real way to determine it.
You could say it's purple, and I'll be like, yeah, it's
but
purple.
We do know we see color.
Yes.
Yeah, and we can determine in other ways. We can determine that well, I don't think you really need to determine that how we see colors are the same, but you can determine the frequency in which they travel. The light that bounces off the colors.
Yes.
Yeah, because you can determine that red travels in larger frequencies than bluer colors. Bluer travels more rapidly, and we can determine that through math.
Okay.
And we can determine that through infrared. Infrared travels in certain frequencies as well.
Mm-hmm.
And gamma rays travel in certain frequencies, and that's Sorry, dude, I went down a whole rabbit hole.
I'm lost. I fell out of the rabbit hole.
But like, I'm going down this whole other world of like trying to figure out, because like I'm trying to figure out just existence, but I'm hoping I can get there one day. It's just I'm just gobsmacked at everything. Sorry, I'm so sorry.
Reach transcendence.
I'm so sorry. We went down like this really creepy hole. It's just. Yeah, because I was, oh god, I'm having a breakdown.
Oh no.
But yeah, do you see how cool that is though? Do you understand?
Yeah. I feel like it's so far. Yeah, I mean, it's one of those things you just don't think about, but then it's so far beyond our understanding.
Yeah.
And why it functions that way.
Because we can't see it. Like we can't physically see it, but the only way to know that it's there is through numbers.
Yeah. See,
And that's why it's so like mind blowing to me, is because like. There's so many things happening around me that I can't see. There's radio waves. There's gamma rays outside, X-ray machine, all that sort of stuff. Just knowing that it's so hard because we can't perceive it, and it's happening everywhere all the time. And then we're made up of those things. We're made up of atoms that travel within as waves and as particles at the same time, due to them being dense energy. That blows my mind. Yeah. It blows my mind. I'm going down around. Okay, so yes, we'll go back to veganism, vegetarianism, and so
back on track.
Yeah, back on track. I'm so sorry, Josh. Oh God, like I just
in the twilight zone.
I just want to keep. I'm trying to find the words, but I wish I could keep going. But yeah. So, and that's why I find it weird. That's why I find the whole eating vegetables if your argument is you're eating it on the basis of something that wants to live.
Yeah, that's like the crux of it is, if I can live without denying something else of life, then why shouldn't I live that way?
Yeah, but you're still denying stuff of life anyway, without you even knowing about it.
Well, I mean, yeah, because I'm not a vegan, I'm a vegetarian, so because I eat eggs.
It's unavoidable.
I mean, yeah, I don't know about that.
In your existence, as you exist right now, something has to be destroyed in order for you to live.
I guess so.
Yeah, you have to break down that broccoli you eat, and you have to break down those eggs you eat. You have to break down the carrots you chew, and that has to become energy to fuel you. That rhymed. I like that. But you can't avoid it. Something has to be destroyed in order for you to exist. It's just the natural way of things occurring.
But I think that we can. I mean, I think
we can minimize it.
We can minimize that damage to this planet.
Yeah, we can definitely minimize it for sure. But I don't think the answer is just within eating vegetables. I think.
Well, no, but I think it's a big step.
Yeah, trying to find sustainable methods.
Sustainable living is what we're about.
Yeah. So like, if you're about sustainability, I'm on track.
There we go. We're into it now.
We're on track, but I'm not all. Because you can't just base it upon something that wants to live, because everything wants to live. Just because as we went through the whole rabbit hole earlier, we were just talking about like things just doing things that they naturally do in order just to become something else or become the same thing again.
Yes.
So you can't. Does that make sense?
I understand what you're saying.
You just can't avoid it.
Yes.
Yeah, okay. But now with sustainability, you can be sustainable.
So that's something else. So like, let's say you don't care about animal rights, but then you've got the planet and the environment to contend with.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because things like eating meat will damage the planet more than driving your car will.
I think it depends on what eating meat from a factory.
Well, yes, but where do you eat your meat from?
From a factory, of course. But but I'm just saying, like, eating meat in general isn't bad
No,
necessarily.
but
It depends on how the
factory-
meat's made, yeah.
Yes, but that's the thing is, if everyone eats meat,
Yeah.
just non-factory farming is not possible.
Yeah.
You can't provide meat to a planet of 7 billion people
Yeah.
with sustainable methods.
Yeah.
Unless everyone goes out and kills their own meat themselves.
How can you also supply 7 billion like bits of vegetables for people that are going to actually eat them and want to eat them?
So let's say almonds, all right? So
Yeah.
it's popular to say that almonds are not good for the environment because the amount of water they take to grow.
Yeah.
Then compare almonds to, let's say, dairy cows.
Yeah.
So, but you've got, so almonds take they take land.
Yeah.
They take water.
Yeah.
And then it gets fertilizer.
Yeah.
And then you've got cows, which take
A lot of water
a
too.
fuck ton more water than almonds
Yeah,
do.
yeah.
And then you've got the methane production. And then you've got the land. Then you've
Yeah.
got the factories that they chop them up and they
Fish take less to produce, don't they? They take less energy.
Yes.
I can't remember.
But the actual fishing itself is a big problem.
Yeah,
As far as, like,
fishing, the way overfishing.
ocean pollution is
Yeah.
a big issue. Overfishing is another one.
Yeah, but like the ideal goal would be to start making people start going that route.
Yes.
But that's also, I think that'd be so hard to do.
It is hard to do, and that's why I don't think it'll ever be achieved.
At this point in time, I don't think it is because we're selfish. We're very selfish
Yeah.
creatures. I don't blame us because that's just inherent in us, I feel.
If I'm to be honest, I would say that I'm not vegetarian to try and because I realistically think it will help the planet.
Yeah.
I want to eventually, when we get to the point where if this planet is irreparably damaged by the way we've lived, I want to be able to look back and say, I tried to do something.
Yeah, you did your
I don't want to get to the end and be like, well, I fucked it.
Yeah. So you don't want to be accountable for what's happening, in a sense.
Yeah, maybe. That's definitely a part of it, yeah.
Yeah, but you will be regardless of what you do.
But maybe less accountability. I could be like,
You'd be slightly less. I did slightly better than you boys.
like 50 years ago back and be like,
Yeah.
listen to this podcast, I told you.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, like I'm all for sustainability too, but I've tried the whole vegetarian route and stuff, but I just can't do it.
Can't do it?
I just can't do it. No, I just can't do it. I felt really weak, but yeah, I find that there's a lot to think about on that.
Yeah, there
Like
is.
it gets me also gives me a sense of like doom and gloom as well.
Me too, yeah.
Because we're so spoiled that like trying to change our diets, we're gonna like the only way to do that is like if you go into like some form of like fascism. I'd feel would it be or
fascism.
or would it be not fascism? Authoritarianism. You'd have to have like some sort of dictator to say to restrict to cut off factory farming, and all of a sudden just keeping like plants around. That's all you could get from the markets. You couldn't get just cutting off making it illegal to.
Well, that's not like
farm.
a dictatorship.
What would that be?
Well, think of like, you know.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, let's say ice is illegal.
Yeah.
But that's not a dictatorship because you said there's no ice.
So make meat illegal like a drug.
I mean, I think, see, it's like in an ideal world, yes, but it's just not achievable, is it?
Yeah.
I mean, yeah.
It's so weird, man. And then all of a sudden, you have to also deal with even if we did solve that problem, then we have a population issue as well.
Yeah.
So how are you going to solve that with, on top of that, all those other issues?
Are you saying that you don't think that vegetarian diets can be sustained on a level that meat-based diets can be?
I'm saying that anything can't be with how big this planet is and how many resources there are and how many humans will eventually be made and how many of those humans will need food. And I would say that any form of diet will eventually just become insufficient due to the great number of people on the planet and how we're going to have to stack on top of each other.
Well, that's true, isn't it?
Yeah.
I mean, yeah.
Yeah, it gets very doom and gloom, doesn't it?
Yeah, see, because is anything really sustainable? I mean, it's renewable food. I mean, what's...
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's more like they are more sustainable than what they are now. Like, sustainability means, sustainable for a time in comparison to something else, doesn't it?
Well, I mean, then you've got things like wind power sustainable essentially forever.
Yeah, or like nuclear power.
I knew you would go this way.
I love it.
Here comes the nuclear power
I
argument.
think I need to do more research, but I think it's an option. I think it's
definitely an option.
Yeah.
I mean, I would prefer something like solar, which is definitely, well, I mean, solar is more sustainable than wind is.
Yeah.
It's
a lot more
efficient, and we're in the prime country for solar energy as well.
Yeah.
But yeah, nuclear is definitely, it's more, and we have so much uranium here as well. Like our uranium exports are huge.
Yeah.
Compared to a lot of other countries.
Yeah.
And
that's why I think we would be so good at it. That's why
we are, yeah.
Like if we utilized our resources, we'd be a powerhouse.
Yeah, but the problem is coal is bigger and at the moment more profitable than uranium.
Yeah, at the moment.
Yeah. At the moment, yeah.
Which is ridiculous. Yeah, that's why, like, this also made me come to thinking, like, because going all the way, now we're talking about population, this makes me think about we should probably start colonizing other planets.
Yeah, so population's a big thing, and I honestly can't see a way that it can be for good to solve. I mean, let's think if we go to Mars, we colonize Mars. That's not a solution, that's just like an elongation. Yeah. What happens once we fill up Mars?
We'll go to another planet.
Well, what planet's next up to Mars?
Don't know, we'll find it.
Well,
we'll go to a moon. We'll go to a moon. We'll do that, we'll terraform a moon.
Yeah.
Like, what are you going to do? You're going to, like, line up people and just go, like, yeah, you do nothing, bang, you're dead. Like, how are you going to do that? Like, how are you going to decrease the population?
I mean, culling the population?
Is there going to be a mass cull? Like, what do you do? Like, what can you do?
Well, I mean, I think, like, the only... I'm not suggesting this as a solution, but if there were to be methods of decreasing population, it would be things like the limits on births,
like
things
what
like
Mao
that.
did.
Yes,
Yeah.
like what Mao did. Yeah.
Yeah.
So it was one child or whatever it was. It would have to be methods like that.
Which I agree maybe might be a route, like a more moral route, which would be the way of doing it. Because I'm not advocating for a mass
culling, yeah.
But like, how else would you do it?
But then think of what cost of living looks like now.
Yeah.
Compared to what it looked like in the baby boom.
Yeah.
And think of, can people afford to have more than one child?
And look how many people who can't afford to have children still have children.
That's the thing as well.
Yeah, there's people.
The problem won't solve itself.
No,
yeah.
Because like a lot of people who have below the or low on the socioeconomic gradient tend to have more kids than people with money. Have you noticed that?
Yeah, I have noticed that.
See, like, so people, like, no matter what you do, people are still going to have sex and make kids.
And then you've got and then of course, you've got the aging population issue where we're living longer now than we ever were before.
Yeah.
And you've got this huge group of people that are just not working and just sitting around
just living.
Old.
Yeah. And what
it's like, well, you know, what do we do? We feed them and then we do all this stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So then it just becomes a whole... It just becomes very complicated, and then all of a sudden we're yelling at politicians about, oh, you're doing it wrong, and because we think we know the right answer, but I don't think it's as easy as saying just do one thing.
I'm not sure anyone knows the right answer.
Yeah, there's no real right answer. I don't feel, well, as humans, if we think of it in moral sense, there's no real right answer.
Well, if I'm gonna, I mean, you look at this culling solution. I'm like, I think humans have a desire for life. So.
Yeah, we have a desire for life, but like,
I don't know if cows do. But I think humans definitely do.
Haven't you read like Genghis Khan cut like the emissions off the planet just by killing millions of people?
I mean, it would work.
Yeah, it would work. But like,
is that a solution you want to get to?
It's absolutely terrible.
Yeah.
But like, it would solve a lot of issues. It's terrible though. I don't know why I'm talking about it, but it's terrible.
I mean, like, there's any drastic solution like that, like the mass culling.
Yeah.
Or look at what, like, there was the banning meat thing before. Like, look at, try and think of what would happen if you did a ban or a recall of firearms in America.
Yeah.
Think of how angry people would be.
And how the fuck are you going to do that?
Now think if they did a ban of meat. Like, people would lose their minds. There would be revolutions.
Yeah.
People would take up arms and go to their local government. They would storm the place and, you know, take over. And it'd be,
so there's a solution. We say we ban meat, then everyone kills each other over the ban of meat.
It's a circle of life.
It's Lion King movie out in cinemas. Jesus Christ! So eating vegetables, and for like the reasons to do so, can go straight down those rabbit holes.
Well, hang on. Let's look at it this way. If we do colonize Mars, people going to eat meat on Mars? What are you going to do there? You're going to bring animals over and breed
We've got
them?
lab-grown meat. Well, we can do that if we wanted to. We could bring protein.
Would they do that?
I don't know. I'd bring one. I'd bring a cow just for a friend. I wouldn't eat it. I'll just have it around.
A pet cow?
Yeah, little pet cow.
Pet cow in space?
Make some... Yeah, cows in space. But I think that might be... like, if we could, that'd be a solution.
Yeah.
Maybe trying to colonize Mars. Yeah, I can't... Because maybe the moon, go to the moon, but the moon's hidden by meteorites and like so many times. We have to also find out... Also, that's going to be an issue. How safe is Mars compared to Earth with the rate of which, like, meteors hit it?
Well, did you hear about only yesterday, a meteor almost hit Earth?
Yeah, like, it's always just missing us.
And it was a very big one, too.
Yeah.
Very big, very fast.
Maybe we should just wait to space to decide how to
Space will sort us out. Yeah, it'll be the
end
what's
of the
looking for? Yeah, the new ice age.
So we'll become the next dinosaurs. We'll just be wiped out.
And then when finally alien life reaches here, they'll look at our fossils and be like, what went wrong?
Yeah. What went wrong? A big rock. And we weren't ready for it.
Yeah.
And then
have a planetary defense system.
Yeah. I feel like we could talk for hours, man.
Yeah.
Do you want to leave it off here? Or?
Yeah, I think we should probably wrap
we've been
up.
here for like an hour and 15. Yeah.
Have we? Is that just this recording?
That's just the second one was like 20 minutes, so we've got an hour and 20 minutes of like.
So that's some solid content there.
Yeah, solid ranting. I think we got we were kind of productive in the conversation.
I think for the most part, yeah, it went in a rabbit hole a bit, but we pulled it back in the end.
I think that what I was going at, I felt like it is a productive topic to talk about because we're talking about the fabric of the universe, and I'm trying to understand it, and I'm just scratching.
Wish I knew more than I did. I was watching a video on astronomy yesterday, and some of it blew my mind. Some of it was actually very interesting.
Keep going, because like light waves is how we determine the distance between stars and planets and what sort of gases they make too.
Yeah.
But so we'll leave it here. Thank you so much for coming.
Absolutely, pleasure.
This has been Matty G111. Do you have anything to plug? Do you have like anything?
Yeah, actually, my Instagram is I'm very proud of, and maybe even my Letterboxd as well. So check those.
Send me the links, and I'll check in the description down below.
Much.
If you feel like supporting me, I do have a PayPal donation. I might even put a crypto wallet, maybe. I'll also be putting this up on BitChute, which is another video platform. I'll also be putting it up I'll advertise on Gab, which will be my social media. If you want to go check out Gab, Gab is a beautiful website with some beautiful ideas. Thank you so much. Please support me and subscribe, and goodbye.
Sayonara.